everyone, and welcome to Roofing Contractors Best of Success podcast show. It is such an honor to be here today with Chris Huettig, the VP of Technical Sales, and John McDermott, who is the Vice President of Sales, both with Karnak. You guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Jill. Yeah, another year goes by.
I know, another year goes by. Well, there's no one more fun to talk to than the guys from Karnak, because there's always a lot of cool things going on. I have to, say that I don't agree when sometimes people say there's nothing exciting going on in roofing. There's always something going on exciting in roofing. Yes. But that being said, what is happening at Karnak? You've got some new products going on. What does everybody need to know?
Well, we are basically investing heavily right now, research and development and product development for the largest segment of the roofing community out there, and that's Single-Ply. So we developed some new products for superior adhesion and products that you can use in a multitude of ways with different finish coats on top of the particular base coat. So that's really what's new at Karnak, and we'll get into the technical part of that.
Yes, there's lots. Well, because you guys it does get technical. And then, what we were saying though too is there's some untapped potential in the market as well as some soft spots. But what are you guys doing to address? What is Karnak doing to address that?
To address the soft spots?
The soft spots.
Untapped potential. Well, the single-ply market in the U.S. at this point is like 80 to 85% of all the roofs that go down, so it's enormous. And it's probably not in the top 3 of all the restoration that go on in the market. Right. So there's so much out there. There's so many opportunities to restore these roofs. So we're developing new products. I'll let Chris talk about some of the repair components for that, as well as the base coats and finish coats.
They're doing the single-ply market is really the market you really need to know as a contractor, because there's so many different manufacturers of single-ply material out there, different iterations of their membrane. It's not just like the days when it was asphalt and something worked on asphalt, it worked all the time. So we do a lot of training, a lot of on-the-roof type stuff to really get the contractor comfortable with the products we have, and that's why our technology is spending so much time on it, because it is such a growing market for these contractors to grow their business.
It is, and I know that that contractors are always looking for things, especially when you're looking at the commercial side, because that maintenance side of the program or their businesses is so critical. And that's what a lot of people say. Even if you're doing residential, that's the best way to get into commercial. And I know you guys have a lot of products for that as well.
Yeah.
And all that said, though, so you do have some new products going on that I know we need to talk about, but what... we've got Karnak 671 and also the 406 base silicone.
Yeah, I'll take the 671 and then I'll let Chris talk about the 406, which is a very exciting development. The 671 is a 100% silicone mastic, and its initial design was just for repairing existing silicone, which there's been 10 million gallons a year put down in the United States over the last decade every year. So there's a lot of silicone out there. And there's just going to be a need for repair at some point in time. It doesn't matter how well it was done, right? So this is a really, really good product. And it requires no mixing. We're demonstrating it over here at the booth. And it's specifically for that, but it's low VOC, and we can use it on all other substrates. So it's a very, very versatile product. Okay. And I'll let Chris talk about the 406.
Well, Chris, tell us about 406.
And just to piggyback off what John said, because there's so much silicone out there, and really the only thing that sticks to silicone is silicone, you got to have a repair silicone sealant that you trust, because you're going to have to make repairs at some time, or somebody's cutting in a new curb in an air conditioning unit, a security camera, where they're going to have to go through and penetrate a roof that has silicone coating on it or silicone mastic. So it's a great product to kind of round off their repair service trucks to be able to do that type of work. The 406 is a great base coat. We've had these base coats, and we came out a few years ago with substrate-specific base coats, and the 406 was really just keyed in on TPO and single-ply and PVC, but we've put more technology in it because, with these service trucks, they're limited in the space that they can carry. So we're trying to be mindful of that, get them products where we can put less pails out there to make it easier to do a coating restoration or coating work. And that 406 is specifically for single-ply in the past, but now we've also included other membranes too. It's got a bleed blocker to it, so we use it over asphalt. It adheres well to painted metal, EPDM as well. So great for that. But really, one of the things we're really excited for is we got a Miami-Dade approval for this with silicone on it. And
That's big.
It's big because it took a lot of work with our R&D team to get that. A lot of failures to be able to come up with a success that works. And we're one of, if not the only, acrylic base coat that has that Miami-Dade approval over some of these really tough to adhere to single-ply systems to put silicone on. In the industry out there, if you're trying to do that and you needed help, it usually was epoxy primer, which was a mixing of an A and a B, so it's a little more work for a contractor to go, and sometimes they get scared because they're like, I'm not a chemist, I'm a roofer, I don't want to start mixing things out here, you give me the product and I want to use it, and that's what this 406 does. It's easy to use, they can continue to use it, put the lid back on it, use it the next day, next week, next year. It's a great product and great adhesion test results. We're really excited about it.
Well, I know you guys do a lot of R&D before you bring products to the market. When you were working on, especially let's talk about continue on 406 right now, what were the contractors saying? What was their feedback when how much they loved the product when they were trying it out?
Well, great product. It wets out really nice. You know, when you're going over some substrates that are kind of irregular, like a granulated modified, you really got to have a product that kind of get in the nooks and crannies of those granules, so you don't get little air pockets and pinholes, and then you get bleed through the coating. So it really covers well, sinks in, locks in, spreads nice, cures very quickly, especially when you're putting it over top of these substrates there, so they can get that silicone on the very next day, and they really like it. Low VOC as well.
I love that for sure.
And again, open in the bucket, and they're just ready to go to town with it.
You don't.
Go
ahead.
And that has become. I just wanted to tag on there. Sorry, it's become a big deal. Easy to mix, like Chris said. We don't want to be a chemist on the roof.
Right.
Easy to just blend it up, washes up, clean up with soap and water. Low VOC, no odor, and it cures really nice. So I mean, all those things just makes it so much easier for a roofing contractor on the roof. Less obstacles to getting down that system in the right way.
I love it. Contractors are always asking questions about things like this. Why do you think that they don't know more about these types of products?
I'll chime in first. Not every contractor has invested in a division to do this kind of work. You know, they've got so much work. Maybe they do new construction. They do a lot of re-roofing. Maybe they're not even in the commercial business right now. And you have to make an investment in the repair and maintenance department. And a lot of times the coating and restoration sort of falls into that. And it's its own little department in the company. It can be the most profitable piece that they'll have in their entire company, but not every company, and they may not have the personnel to staff it, right? So that's the only thing that's really holding them back, and you know, we'll help them. We'll train everybody in their group on how to do this, but they've got to make an investment in people and decide we're going to do this. We're going to have this going full time. We're not just going to respond to a leak here and there with one of our staff. We're going to have a division that does this.
Well, speaking of training, I know you guys invest a lot in training, a lot in your videos to help contractors understand how to actually do that. Tell everybody about the training. Where do they go? How do they find it? And what's all there?
Well, I mean, the first thing I would say, if you want to know about our trainings, is reach out to your Karnak regional sales manager. Easy to find on our app or website. You can also find our KQA training, our Karnak Qualified Applicator training, right on our website, where they can put their interest in, and we'll reach out to them. We'll set it up. We do them around the country. We will do them at specific neutral sites at our plants, sometimes at distribution, or we'll bring it to them, you know, depending on how many people they have. And it really is the key, because that maintenance, and you see a lot of it in the industry, that leak to the lifetime client is what we're trying to push. Do the maintenance, fix the leak, have the opportunity to do a coating restoration system, and then when that roof does need to be replaced at some point, you're in line to get that roof, and it really cuts out everybody else. You're taking care of your client, your property manager, your building owner, and it really is a great business model to follow.
A great relationship builder for sure.
Absolutely.
And our KQA program it's really technical. And we like to say it's not a Karnak commercial. We're not here selling you a Karnak. In effect, I think people gain a lot of confidence after they go through our program, because they find out that we are very technically sound. But we just are trying to help them how to bid it right, how to research the types of roofs that we can really do this on, and whether they're a good candidate or not, and then getting it done properly, cleaning it properly. All these steps are so important. We just want to help them all through that, so that when they do that project, it comes out well, and they make money the first time, and then it becomes a Karnak commercial. But up to then, it's just technical training, and we'll keep it that way.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Nothing better than great
Knowledge and confidence. That's kind of what they leave. They leave knowing a
Yeah.
little bit more and feeling more confident, and maybe tackling something that they just kind of passed on before. So
I
it's
love
worked
it.
out
Well, it's great because, yes, knowledge always breeds confidence. It's a great thing for sure. Glad you guys are doing this. Awesome.
On training,
Yes.
we also have, I don't know how many, 30-some YouTube videos.
Okay.
Karnak roof coatings on YouTube. Chris Huettig is the star of every one of those. They're just
Nice.
short,
All right, Chris.
short segments. We have a mobile app that's wonderful. It's actually a nice little tool for researching products and systems and deciding what we need to use. And then, of course, the KQA program. And we'll do any other type of just basic roof restoration and repair training at any point in time for anyone.
Well, let's talk about for a quick minute, like how does everybody find it? So what's the name of the app? Is it Karnak? Do they just go to the App Store and search Karnak?
Yep.
Okay.
Karnak Roof Coatings, if you want to
Okay.
go into the App Store, if you have an Apple phone, or go to Google Play, put Karnak Roof Coatings, it'll come
Okay.
up. You can get it very easily.
Very nice. And the YouTube channel, is that just? Is
Karnak Roof Coatings.
That, okay, there you
That's
go.
the YouTube channel.
And then I'm sure you have links on your website. What is the website?
www.karnakcorp.com.
Awesome. They can find everything there. Well, I know you guys have great training in those YouTube videos, but Chris, we got to talk about Karnak University.
Yeah, we got Karnak University. It was kind of geared towards really distribution and people selling at the counter, the contractors coming in, but it really is, we've seen a great benefit from contractors who just want to learn more about coatings. And as John mentioned earlier, our trainings, a lot of time, there's a huge component that is not a Karnak commercial, that's just to elevate the industry. We want people, obviously, from our trainings to leave and use Karnak, but if they're using somebody else's, they're going to use it smarter, better, and understand it, and sell it better. And that's our whole purpose with our training. So it's 16 10-minute courses you take online. You can take 2, leave, and come back the next day. It records where you're at. You finish, you get a little certificate from
Very
Karnak,
nice.
us, and part of our our college university program, and you get a little parting gift that's mailed out to you too on
very
graduation. So it's
I might have to go in and do your training.
really neat. We've had over I think 1,200 people do it.
That's awesome.
The names that pop up, I mean, we've got people from all different industries because we see the emails where they come from. We've got financial people, so maybe they're looking at buying properties, wanting to know a little about more of the investment, all the way to, as I said, distributors, roofing contractors, people in the office. Maybe someone's processing repair invoices. They don't know about roofing, they just kind of fill the bills. They can kind of watch those courses, kind of learn more about what's on the roof because they're not out there every day. So it's really neat to see people who want to gain more interest and understanding of roofing. It's a great place to do it. And it's all free.
I love it. I mean, nothing better than to be able to watch some great videos on your own time and also get a certificate and feel like you really accomplished something. That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you again so much for joining me. It's always great to hear what's going on with Karnak, especially with your training and your new products. We're excited to help tell the industry about that. And again, it's karnakcorp.com as your website. And if anybody has any questions for us, it is roofingcontractor.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for all our free products. Make sure you sign up for our e-newsletters. We've got lots of them. We've got, if you speak Spanish, we've got Techo Si Mas. We've got our safety advisor. Of course, our weekly e-news from Roofing Contractor. But most importantly, no doubt, stay safe and healthy, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks,
you very
Jill.
much.